People don't like to be sold. No one likes to feel like a mere means to an end. No one likes to feel like they're being forced to do something as well. People like to make their own decisions. So it's lunchtime right now, and I didn't get to vlog this morning because I woke up 10 minutes before work, so I had to get ready. If you've been watching my other vlogs, you probably know what I usually do during lunch, and that is Reddit outreach. Alright, so it's almost the end of my lunch break, and I don't think I'll have time to finish off this video. I'll be talking to you guys after work, which is going to be at around 6 p.m, so I will catch you guys then. Alright guys, so work finished much later than usual today. It was the end of the quarter, so we all had to stay late to make sure everything got done. But now that's over, had dinner, done everything that I have to do, and now let's talk more about what you should say when you're trying to recruit potential users. So, a question that I usually get from people who want to start their own startup is, how do I find my users? Well, I've talked about this at length, in fact, in many of my previous videos, and that is you have to go out and find people who have the problem that your product solves. If you can find these people, then you'll be on your way to recruiting potential users. So you found these people who have the problem that you're trying to solve, maybe on Reddit, and you found a whole bunch of people who are posting thread after thread about some pain point they're facing. For example, they can't find a job. They can't find this perfect piece of equipment to film with. They can't find this perfect piece of software they need for some tasks they need to get done. Some problem that they're asking for advice on. What can you do in that scenario? The temptation is to reach out to that person and say, hey, I have this product that will change your life, that will be the solution to your problems, that will make your troubles go away. Why don't you want to do that? Well, it's because people don't like to be sold. No one likes to feel like a mere means to an end. No one likes to feel like they're being forced to do something as well, or being compelled to. People like to make their own decisions, or at least they like to feel like they're making their own decisions. So you shouldn't go in just selling your product. Instead, you should be asking questions. Questions that allow you to understand your user better and to also give you a sense of what specific problems your potential user has. To do that, ask questions like, what's causing this problem for you? Can you tell me more? You should also remember to show some empathy for your potential user. You shouldn't just focus on selling your product. Instead, focus on creating a relationship with the person who might become your potential user. You don't know this person at this point, so find out more about this person. Ask about who they are, what they do, why they're trying to find a solution to the problem they have, what they've done so far, what troubles they're currently having in finding a solution. Open-ended questions that allow you to get a better understanding of the situation that your potential user is in. I've been using this approach so far in finding potential users. I've been asking open-ended questions, trying to get an understanding of the person I'm talking to. And that is because I'm just treating them like real people, because they are real people. You should try to treat your potential users as real people who have problems that are very specific to them. Of course, you must have a general problem that you're trying to solve when you're building a product, but beyond that, every person's situation is very specific, and at the start, it's all about understanding those very specific circumstances so you can make sure your product actually fits the problem that your potential user has, and that the specific circumstances that they're in can be accommodated by your product. To give you an example, let's say someone comes to you and tells you that they have this job search problem. They can't find a job. They don't know what to do. Now, it might be tempting if you're someone who is trying to Create a product that makes the job search easier to pitch your user on your product. But that's not the approach you should try to take. Instead, you should try to first ask, what exactly about the job search bothers that person? What has that person tried? What have you tried to make your job search easier? Have you spent money on any solutions to make your job search easier? Only then will you be able to understand your user's specific circumstances. Maybe their job search is difficult, but then they're not really looking for a product. They haven't really looked for a solution to the problem, a paid solution especially, because they don't have the cash right now to pay for it, or they don't want to pay for something. Know that specific circumstances can also influence whether your potential user converts into a real user, into someone who actually uses your product. Which is why just selling right off the bat might not be the best thing to do. You want to first understand if you can actually provide some sort of value to this person, and then only then should you try to introduce your product as a potential solution, as one of the options to explore. You should also remember that your product is just one of the many solutions that your user can explore. Know that most people who encounter your product are probably going to call it a good idea, or probably going to give you compliments, but not actually act on their opinion of your product. Partially because they don't have the problem you're trying to solve, partially because they have the problem you're trying to solve, but aren't really interested in a solution to that problem. Or maybe they have the problem and they just haven't really taken any action towards solving that problem. And all of these really converge to one thing, and that is, it wasn't really a problem in the first place. A mere annoyance, something irritating, but not something that causes pain to motivate them to pay for a solution to their problem. So understand that most potential users you encounter will not convert. Don't get discouraged by that. That's just part of the game. It's just how product development and sales works. Most people will not convert, but the people who do, focus on those people. Because those people, those initial 2 to 3 users out of the 100 you reached out to who decide to use your product, they will be the pathway to more users, because they're most likely going to know people who have the problem that they have and that you are trying to solve. So that's it, guys, for how exactly to find your first users. I know this is supposed to be a different video. This was supposed to be about how to talk to your users, especially when you're talking to them online and trying to approach them about your product. But I decided to switch gears because I think that should be a video that requires more pre-planning and more scripting, because it's such an important topic to cover and has so much more to it than just don't sell them. Instead, it's a topic I'll be covering in future videos. In tonight's video, I focused on how to find potential users for your product. And I hope this is useful for those of you who are building things out there. So with that, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. And if you like this kind of content, hit subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.